You may not need to be told thank you, and it may make you feel a little awkward. However, that should not mean that your friends shouldn't express their gratitude to have you in their life or be grateful for the things that you do for them. Hey there, besties. Welcome to our cozy corner of the podcasting world. Thank you for pressing play and spending some time with me here on Share a Latte. I'm Sukree, your virtual coffee bestie, podcast orchestrator, master storyteller, and your caffeinated host. Picture us in a cozy cafe with the rich scent of freshly brewed coffee as we embark on a journey filled with inspiration. In each episode, remarkable women share their tales of overcoming life's hurdles, offering a comforting embrace for your spirit. These narratives serve as a reminder that resilience and unwavering determination pave the way to success. Join me each week for conversations that will stir your mind, warm your heart, and you'll unearthly own your own ability to transform challenges into remarkable strengths. The Share a Latte podcast sprinkles hope, courage, and the belief that you can not only handle life, but thrive throughout your day. All right, besties, let's embrace those tales of triumphs and get ready for another episode of Share a Latte. Hey, latte and podcast lovers. Thanks for pressing play and joining me as we sip virtual lattes while exploring inspiring stories of women who've overcome life's challenges. I'm your host, Sukree, serving up not just coffee, but a generous pour of life's wisdoms as I share my life's journey, hoping they resonate with yours. Can I tell you guys a secret? I've never been really good at making friends. It's even gotten worse as an adult. If you looked me up on social media, I'm Thai and have tan skin. When I moved to Canada, we lived in the country. And by country, I mean it was a town that we lived in with only one gas station. And we didn't even live in the town. We lived on the outskirts of that town. Needless to say, my family was the token colored family of the town, which isn't easy to thrive or make friends from a personal experience. I was kind of always able to get by making new friends, but never really got close to anyone. When I got married, my ex-husband had his side of the altar and the guest list made within a matter of minutes. He had been friends with these men since grade school. I will not lie, if you've had friends that have lasted since elementary school or even college, congrats, because I am so jealous. When I entered this year, one of my goals was to cultivate closer friendships. And this isn't to say I don't have friends, I do. I just feel like lately, the friendships that I do have been extremely superficial. The superficial ones have subsided, and I've left a lot of them behind in 2023. The ones that are still standing, I continue to work diligently on to cultivate a true, authentic friendship. What does this mean to be a true and authentic friend? I think, like beauty, it's really left to each person's interpretation. In this episode, I'm going to share what I think makes a true and authentic friend. The first thing that comes to mind is having each other's back. Now, if you're listening to this and thinking, well, obviously, you'd be surprised as to how many people actually put this into practice. In a previous episode, I had mentioned a past friend named Elaine. I also mentioned that Elaine has a friend named M. Now, we both know that M isn't a fan of mine, and I'm really just not a fan of hers. However, M likes to often gossip about me behind my back and discount me as a person, as well as my friendship with Elaine. Most of the time, I'm aware that this is a jealousy, attention-seeking tactic, and I'm able to just move on. But I'm also at the point in my life where some things just aren't worth addressing. In my opinion, Elaine has a few options here. However, I think that being a true and honest friend, Elaine should have had my back and stopped this from happening. But that never happened. If you're in a friendship where they allow someone to talk bad about you or talk bad about someone you know, they're definitely talking bad about you behind your back. If your friendship is allowing you to be dragged through the mud when you're not in the room, I don't think that that's a true friend. Number 2, Simon Sinek said it best, when someone is in need, all they need is 8 minutes for a friend to hold space for them to feel better. I'm going to tag the video in the show notes. But I don't know about you, but I always feel honored when I have a friend call me up on their bad days. I love being the sounding board. I also love it when I can do the same for them. It's human nature to feel like we're taken care of and to belong. I want you to have someone who allows you to be their shoulder to cry on and vice versa. Will this take time to build? Absolutely. But let's not forget that Elmo recently tweeted asking how everyone is doing. And if you haven't read some of those tweet backs, you will see that you are not alone. The world literally bare their heart and soul to Elmo. I recently had Megan Tuberkos on my podcast. Although Megan and I have been close for many years, we shared a bond over our mental health struggles. The one great thing about Megan is that she's able to see when people are struggling. Before Megan and I had gotten super close, Megan noticed that something I had posted, and shortly after we connected, she reached out to make sure that I was okay. Find that person. The person who you know will know when you're struggling. The person who will know when you're struggling. Be willing to do that. Be willing to put in the time. Be willing to be vulnerable with them. If they take a step, you take a step. Friendships are beautiful, and you deserve a beautiful friendship with someone who sees your soul. Third, personal growth. You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. A quote from Jim Rohn. Spend time with people who focus on their personal growth, because the best version of yourself. Spend time with people who focus on their own personal growth. Become the best version of yourself and be surrounded by those who are working on the best versions of themselves. When I started my entrepreneurial journey, I never considered my friendships. I continued with the status quo and slowly made entrepreneurial friends along the way. My life as an entrepreneur got so much easier when I brought friends along who were on the same journey as I was. As the group of friends grew, so did my business. My mindset changed, my bank account changed, the content I consumed was different, and my client list skyrocketed. I hope you're working on becoming the best version of yourself that you can be, and if you are, then having friends who are on the same page as you or taking their personal journey and their personal growth as serious as you do will make the journey a little easier. Finally, gratitude. Have friends who are grateful to have you in their life, along with the gifts and the wonderful things that you do for them. A few years ago, I went on a family day. A few years ago, I took my family and a couple other families to the water park. This is when my business was doing quite well, and I paid not only for my kids, but the other 2 families who joined us. One of the other families took time out of their day to show me how grateful they were, and while the other family never mentioned it, but made it seem like they were owed the experience. You may not need to be told thank you, and it may make you feel a little awkward. However, that should not mean that your friends shouldn't express their gratitude to have you in their life, or be grateful for the things that you do for them. Find friends who send you thank you messages to remind you that they're grateful to have you in their life. Okay, so I shared my little secret for you guys. Making friends isn't easy, and adulthood doesn't make that easier. But here's the real deal. Friendships matter, and in this year, make it your goal to deepen those connections. Think about your own experiences and friendships. A true friendship, like the perfect cup of coffee, is about having each other's back, holding space through the tough times, growing together, and savoring gratitude. So, my latte sipping besties, let's keep brewing those genuine connections, one inspiring story at a time. I hope that this episode inspired you and you take bigger steps in creating that beautiful life that you've always wanted. If today's episode warmed your heart, please hit that subscribe button and stay with us for future journeys. If you enjoyed the chat today, your thoughts and feedback mean the world to me, and they'll help others discover the magic of Share a Latte. Each story enriches our journey. Remember, you can turn trials into triumphs and scars into stars. Keep believing and keep chasing those beautiful dreams. This is Min taking her last sip from the Share a Latte podcast, where life happens and coffee helps.